Meet vain Matthew. Vain Matthew sees humble Matthew and thinks humble Matthew is cringe. But what vain Matthew fails to realize is that he is the one who is actually cringe. Have you ever seen a happy person and thought to yourself, man, that person is so cringe? Maybe you have, maybe you have not. But today I will explain to you why that is, why you typically think that people who do absolutely nothing in their life, nothing wrong with their life, are perceived by you as cringe, and why people that have every right to be cringe, you don't think they are cringe, and usually people who you think are cringe think you are cringe instead. So I want to talk about happy versus unhappy people and confident versus insecure people. You probably have heard multiple times that if someone proclaims that they are smart, then they probably are not smart. If they proclaim that they are attractive, then they are probably not attractive, like me. And if someone proclaims that they love themselves, they probably don't. If they proclaim that they are confident, then they are probably insecure. So, how do you tell if someone is confident or smart or happy? Do they just shut up? Do you recognize people who are smart, confident, by how much they shut up? Well, here is what I have realized. The way you identify them and see mainly if they are happy and confident or unhappy and insecure is by first taking a look at yourself and then looking at them and assess how cringe you think they are. And this is because something I have realized is that happy and unhappy people dislike each other. They think that the other person is cringe. Usually, if you are a happy person and you see someone else and you think they are cool, then they are just as happy as you. If you are unhappy and you think someone is cool, then they are also unhappy. Usually the people that you think are cool, are fine and inspiring are usually on the same level of happiness and security as you are. And usually the people you deem to be cringe are on the opposite side to you. If you are a happy person and you think someone is cringe, then they are unhappy. If you are unhappy, you are insecure, and you think they are cringe, then they are happy, they are confident. This is basically how it works. And this is something that is even brought up in the Bible. It is not stated out explicitly, but it is implied on multiple occasions. For example, right here. For whoever is ashamed of me and of my words, of him will the Son of Man be ashamed when he comes in his glory and the glory of the Father and of the holy angels. Because, like I said, happy and unhappy people dislike each other. Confident and insecure people dislike each other. They are ashamed of each other. If you are an unhappy person, ashamed of a happy person, then happy people will be ashamed of you, the same way you are ashamed of happy people and confident people as an unhappy and insecure person. Another example. Whoever hates me hates my Father as well. If you are an insecure person and you hate one confident person, then it's probably because you hate every single confident person. You hate the very concept of confidence and happiness. If the world hates you, keep in mind that it hated me first. This is all said by Jesus, who is like the prime example, the definition of someone who is happy, at peace, and who is confident and that kind of stuff. He is saying that if you are a good person who is at peace with yourself, who is confident, happy, if someone hates you, it's because they hate everyone who is confident and happy. It's because they will, like I said, happy and unhappy people dislike each other. They are ashamed of one another. Which is why I have said in a previous video that if you want to get like in a healthy relationship and live a healthy life, and you are currently unhappy and currently miserable and currently insecure, then you have to do the cringe. And this is like the huge problem and paradox that I find within Christianity. Because the purpose of Christianity is like, you want to convert other people. You want to save other people. You want to go to unhappy, miserable people and make them find God, find Jesus, whatever, so that they can become happy, become confident and that kind of stuff. But the paradox here is that unhappy people dislike happy people, and so they don't want to become something they dislike. They don't want to be someone they dislike. And so a lot of Christians that I have seen and heard of, like in their naive minds, it's like, oh, if you preach about Jesus, other people will be like, oh, now I have realized the wonders of Jesus. Now I will convert to Christianity, thank goodness. But it's not how the reality works. If you go to unhappy, insecure people and you preach to them about Jesus and that kind of stuff, they will think you are cringe. And this is the problem. This is why converting people and why saving people is so much harder than you might think. Because so many people, they think, oh, if I just preach the gospel, people will instantly get converted. No, they will think you are cringe. They will be ashamed of you. The same way the Son of Man will be ashamed of them at the end. And so I think there is a way to save people, but I think there is an art to it. There is a whole skill to it. You have to teach people to accept being cringe. You have to make people learn to love being cringe. You need to make people do the cringe, and that is way harder than you might think.